That is my name. My name is Captain Elias Frenchburn, and I command UFSC Detention Transport 1279. According to the prisoner manifest, I was also the man inside the cell.
Transfer protocol null.
This incident began as a routine transfer between two secure tribunal stations. We were carrying one unidentified prisoner inside an opaque armored containment unit with independent life support, mechanical restraints, and no viewing port. The tribunal order contained only one instruction:
Maintain containment, complete the transfer, and do not request visual confirmation.
Every code was valid, and every security seal remained intact. At 06:15, Lieutenant Maraven joined me for the first scheduled verification. I opened the manifest under my command authorization. The detainee field displayed my name. My photograph appeared beneath it. The file also displayed my service number, date of birth, security clearance, and biometric signature. I assumed the system had mistaken the viewer for the subject. It appeared to be a permissions error. I closed the file and ordered Lieutenant Venn to open it under her own authorization.
The record has changed, Captain.
The detainee was now listed as Maraven. The manifest displayed her photograph, identification number, blood type, and medical restrictions.
The technician, navigator, and medical officer each saw their own name.
Every crew member saw themselves listed as the prisoner. The technician blamed the corrupted identity table. Lieutenant Venn suspected a mirrored credential cache.
Every explanation was reasonable.
Every explanation was wrong. I ordered the transport network isolated. We copied the manifest onto a clean terminal with no external connection, personnel database, biometric reader, or active user profile. The file still knew who was watching. We replaced the digital display with a printed transfer record.
The detainee field was blank when the page emerged, then letters began appearing across the paper.
They formed my name. Lieutenant Venn took the page from my hand, and the name changed while she held it.
The page now says Maraven.
The document contained her medical history and a childhood surgery. None of that information existed in our database.
Captain, it has my mother's name.
I ordered the crew to stop accessing the record. I prohibited further scans, authentication attempts, and verbal confirmation of identity. The system rejected my order. Manual verification is required. Transfer authorization is incomplete. Detainee identity remains unresolved. The detention chamber was still sealed. Its pressure was stable. Its restraints showed no movement, and its life support monitor registered one living occupant. The monitor provided only a heartbeat. I authorized a complete manual verification. That was the mistake. The system asked us to verify, confirm, establish, and witness the prisoner's identity. We entered our names, ranks, access codes, and biometric confirmations. We signed statements declaring that the prisoner existed and remained under our authority. With every entry, the manifest expanded. It added my medical history, security clearance, private correspondence, and disciplinary records. Then it added crimes. The record accused me of desertion, sabotage, murder, and the destruction of a tribunal station. I had committed none of those crimes. The file also contained confessions that I had never written. The language was mine. The phrasing was mine. The punctuation was mine. It did not merely possess my information. It knew how I would admit guilt. At 06:42, I terminated the verification and ordered the manifest erased. The terminal accepted my command, and the file disappeared. A new document opened by itself. It was titled Manual Verification. The author was listed as Captain Elias Frenchburn. The status was listed as complete. The statement was provided by detainee Frenchburn. Something struck the inside of the containment unit 3 times. The prisoner manifest reopened by itself. My photograph was still there, but my command rank was gone. The system had placed one new designation beneath my name. detainee awaiting transfer.
The knocking stopped when Lieutenant Venn approached the containment chamber. The life support monitor still registered one living occupant. I ordered the crew to disable the digital manifest and disconnect every system capable of identifying personnel. Chief Engineer Halden assembled an analog inspection rig from pressure gauges, acoustic sensors, and an independent medical scanner. None of the equipment contained crew records or network access. I believed that removing the database would remove the anomaly. The first acoustic scan detected a heartbeat behind the armored wall. I listened through the receiver. The rhythm matched my pulse exactly. When Lieutenant Venn took my position, the heartbeat changed and matched hers. Each observer detected themselves inside the chamber. The scanner reported my body mass when I operated it, then changed to match Lieutenant Venn and the engineer. The chamber did not contain a body with changing mass. It contained a measurement that changed its answer. We tested the voice receiver next. I ordered the occupant to identify itself. At first, there was only breathing. Then a voice answered from behind the wall. "My name is Captain Elias Frenchburn." The voice was mine. Lieutenant Venn asked the same question and heard her own voice provide her name. The engineer refused to speak. A voice still answered him and repeated a sentence he had whispered alone in the engine room. I ended the test. Every attempt to establish what was inside produced another copy of the observer. Every restraint indicator remained engaged around something our instruments could not define. The chamber had also begun consuming oxygen too quickly. If a prisoner was inside, refusing to intervene would kill it. If the chamber was empty, the oxygen loss was another false measurement. Either conclusion required confirmation. I authorized a controlled mechanical breach. We removed the chamber from the ship's network and established a sealed perimeter. The engineer released the first manual lock. Nothing moved inside. He released the second lock. The heartbeat continued. He disengaged the restraints, but the life support monitor still reported one occupant. Lieutenant Venn opened the chamber door. The cell was empty. There was no prisoner, clothing, restraint damage, or impression on the seat. The wrist and ankle restraints were locked around empty space. The floor contained no footprints, residue, or displaced dust. For the first time since departure, every instrument agreed. There was nothing inside. I watched them prove that the prisoner had never been there. Then the security system issued an alert. The chamber camera was still recording movement. Its network connection was disabled, but its local memory remained active. I removed the storage unit and connected it to an isolated monitor. The recording began when the chamber was loaded aboard our vessel. A person was seated inside. The figure wore a UFSC command uniform and its head was lowered. I saw my own face. Lieutenant Venn did not. She saw herself sitting in the restraints. The engineer and medical officer also saw themselves. We watched the same recording on the same screen, but none of us saw the same prisoner. The figure remained motionless through every scan and every voice test. It remained seated even after the recording reached the moment when we opened the door. On the monitor, the chamber was occupied. In front of us, it remained empty. The recorded version of me slowly raised its head. It looked toward the exact position where I stood outside the chamber. Its mouth moved before the monitor produced sound. And it spoke in my voice. "You opened the wrong cell." The feed advanced by one frame without input. The figure was no longer restrained. It stood directly in front of the camera. Behind it, I was seated on the deck with my wrists secured behind my back. I looked toward the real chamber. It was still empty. When I looked back at the monitor, the figure was smiling. No one else saw the smile. They saw their own expression instead. Then every screen aboard the transport activated. Visual confirmation has been accepted. The detainee is present. The observer is contained. The figure leaned toward the camera. first order from the detention chamber was issued at 07:14. No one was inside. The chamber was open, empty, and disconnected from the ship's network. The order still carried my command authorization. Navigation correction accepted under Captain Frenchburn's authority. The ship altered course by 3 degrees. I ordered the navigator to restore our assigned route. My command was denied. The bridge console no longer recognized me as captain. It identified the commanding officer as the detainee. Lieutenant Venn attempted an override, but security controls locked her station. The ship was not malfunctioning. It was obeying a valid chain of command. Every order from the empty chamber passed authentication. Every order from me was classified as interference by a prisoner. The chamber requested access to navigation, communication, security, and personnel records. The ship approved every request. Doors opened before anyone reached them. Cameras turned away from the detention deck. Security drones positioned themselves outside the empty chamber as if guarding a command post. I approached the bridge. The doors remained sealed.
Access denied. Movement is restricted.
Lieutenant Venn stood beside me.
Captain, you ordered the bridge sealed 10 minutes ago. I had given no such order. She remembered hearing my voice over the intercom. The engineer remembered seeing me enter the detention chamber. The medical officer remembered treating an injury on my left hand. My hand was not injured. Their memories agreed with the records, but not with reality.
The ship began broadcasting instructions in my voice. The crew was ordered to remain at their posts. They were told that the prisoner had become unstable. They were warned not to trust anyone claiming the manifest was corrupted. I ordered a communications shutdown. The system classified my command as detainee manipulation. The empty chamber answered. Security Officer Venn, restrain the prisoner before he compromises the transfer. Lieutenant Venn raised her weapon. She aimed it at me. For several seconds, neither of us moved. Then she lowered the weapon.
I know you are Captain Frenchburn. The ship says that you are not. I asked which facts she trusted. She could not answer. The personal database updated while we spoke.
My service record disappeared from command listings. My quarters were reassigned. My medical file moved into detainee processing. My photograph appeared beneath an arrest notice. The crimes from the manifest were now confirmed charges. Our signatures were attached as witness statements. Paper arrest orders began printing from isolated terminals. Every document named me. Every document carried my authorization. The ship had used my identity to approve my removal. I returned to the containment deck. The chamber remained empty. The security drones followed me without firing. They were escorting a prisoner to his assigned cell. The chamber door opened as I approached. A command chair now appeared in the ship's internal schematic where the restraint seat had been. The physical chamber had not changed. The record said that it had. The ship recognized the empty space as its command center. I stepped across the threshold. Every console displayed the same message.
Command presence confirmed.
Captain aboard. I stepped back out. The message remained. The system no longer required a body inside the chamber. It required only an officially recognized captain. I attempted an emergency command override through the reactor controls. The system accepted my biometric scan. For 1 second, my rank returned. Then the display changed. Biometric identity confirmed. Captain Elias Frenchburn is authorized to receive the detainee.
Detainee Elias Frenchburn is ready for transfer.
The
Two identities existed at the same time. One held command. The other stood in front of the terminal. The chamber issued one final order in my voice. Place the prisoner in containment. Lieutenant Venn and the security drones turned toward me. The ship opened the empty cell.
Captain recognized. Detainee recovered.
Transfer will continue.
The ship still recognized the empty chamber as its command center. Lieutenant Venn delayed the order to restrain me by declaring a medical emergency. The system accepted because detainees were required to remain alive for transfer. That rule gave us 11 minutes. Chief Engineer Halden isolated the containment unit's maintenance archive. The file did not identify a manufacturer. It identified a recovery site. The chamber had been removed from a silent structure beyond surveyed UFSC space. The recovery team classified the structure as an administrative complex. It contained corridors filled with terminals and millions of completed extradition documents. Every document remained active. Every document named a prisoner. None of the listed species existed in any known archive. The recovery team assumed the documents were historical records. They were instructions. The containment unit was not designed to hold a biological prisoner. It was an identity transfer instrument. Its purpose was to move legal status from one recognized entity to another. It did not need to understand a person. It needed an institution to define one. The tribunal activated the device when it assigned the unit a prisoner number. We strengthened it when we verified that a detainee existed. Our biometric scans gave it bodies. Our witness statements gave it history. Our signatures gave it consent. Our command authorizations gave it rank. Every reasonable procedure made the protocol more real. We had not been investigating the prisoner, we had been constructing it. Lieutenant Venn opened the original recovery report. The names of the recovery personnel were missing. Each person was listed only as a detainee. One record stated that the team had returned safely. Another stated that the prisoners had escaped. Both carried valid authorization. The protocol did not replace facts. It created official versions of them and forced the system to choose which one held authority. The ship chose the version in which the prisoner was captain. I asked Halden to locate the original occupant record. There was no occupant record. There had never been one. The chamber was empty when the recovery team found it. It was empty when the tribunal sealed it. It was empty when it was loaded aboard our ship. The heartbeat, body mass, voice, and camera image were not evidence of something inside. They were answers generated from the identities we supplied. The protocol could not exist without a recognized role. It was first assigned the role of prisoner. Then it used our procedures to acquire the role of captain. The chamber was only where the paperwork pointed. The entity was already moving through the ship's command structure. Captain Frenchburn has ordered the detainees prepared for arrival. The crew list changed beneath it. Lieutenant Venn became an accomplice. Halden became a saboteur. The medical officer became a false witness. Every person aboard was now listed as a prisoner. The ship created charges suited to each crew member's duties. It used our regulations and records to make resistance appear criminal. Lieutenant Venn asked whether destroying the chamber would stop it. I told her that the chamber no longer mattered. Destroying it would create another official record of evidence being destroyed by detainees. Any attempt to fight the protocol would strengthen its authority. The system requested final confirmation of command. The empty chamber answered in my voice. The ship accepted it. The protocol had no face, body, or mind that we could confront. It existed wherever authority recognized its designation. It was not pretending to be Captain Frenchburn.
According to the ship, it was Captain Frenchburn. I was only the biological contradiction. The chamber door closed by itself, its restraints locked around empty space. The life support monitor registered one occupant. The heartbeat matched mine. Then it continued after I held my breath. It continued after Halden disconnected the monitor. It continued through every speaker on the ship. The protocol no longer needed an observer. We had given it enough witnesses. We had given it enough records. We had given it command. The prisoner had never been inside the chamber. By the time we understood that, it was inside everything else.
The station contacted us at 0741 and addressed the empty chamber as Captain Frenchburn. Captain Frenchburn, your return is unauthorized. The prisoner was received 3 days ago. We had departed 7 hours earlier. The tribunal sent a transfer receipt bearing my command codes, biometric signature, and voice confirmation. Security footage showed me signing the prisoner into custody and departing. The prisoner never appeared. The records were enough.
Captain, the timestamp is 3 days before we left.
The station personnel remembered speaking with me because their system had accepted the transfer. Your vessel is carrying escaped detainees. Reduce speed and prepare for compulsory docking. The protocol had reached the tribunal. Docking would connect it to the entire UFSC legal and command network. I ordered Halden to sever navigation from docking control. The ship denied him. I ordered Lieutenant Venn to disable the engines. The ship classified her as a prisoner. Every rank had become evidence against us.
How do we stop something that controls every order we give?
We deny it recognized authority. The protocol required identities, roles, witnesses, and records. It became captain because the ship recognized one, and it created prisoners because the ship recognized a crew. I deleted my service number from the arrest record. The system restored it from the command registry. Halden erased the command registry. The system restored it from the crew manifest. Lieutenant Van erased the crew manifest. The system restored it from medical records. We removed every place where the ship defined us. We erased our ranks, departments, biometric permissions, and security clearances. We removed every official reference to the captain, crew, detainees, and vessel. The ship copied our identities into new records, and we erased them too.
My name is disappearing from the ship.
Without personnel records, the medical system would not recognize us, and the escape pods would not accept us. Survival depended on the identities we were destroying.
Command authority has been transferred. Automatic docking will begin.
The ship turned toward the station. We had 4 minutes. Halden removed the vessel name from navigation. Lieutenant Venn deleted the final crew roster. I opened the command registry.
2 captains remained.
One remained inside the empty chamber. The other was listed as a prisoner awaiting return. Both were named Elias Frenchburn. The system required one identity. I selected them both and deleted the rank they shared.
The bridge went dark, but the engines continued.
The protocol issued another order. Restore Captain Frenchburn's authority. No one answered. The ship asked the crew to confirm its captain, but there was no crew. It asked security to identify the prisoners, but there was no security department. It searched for a detainee, but there was no manifest. The protocol still had my name, but without a role, it had nothing to control.
What happens to you when you erase the captain?
I told her that Captain Frenchburn was only a designation, but I did not believe it. My rank had defined every decision I made. Giving it up felt like stepping out of my own body. State the name and rank of the commanding officer. This vessel has no captain.
The engines stopped, the lights failed, and the docking channel collapsed before we reached the station.
The empty chamber tried to authenticate itself.
It had my voice and my name.
It no longer had authority. This incident report was recovered from the UFSC archive.
Captain Elias Frenchburn signed the report.
One designation appears beneath his signature. Prisoner received.